So, we are discussing about intensity of Bragg diffraction or Bragg peaks. So, it has importance, as I mentioned, that when X-ray diffracted from the crystal, so one factor is the Bragg angle, and another factor is the intensity of the Bragg peaks. So, I have shown you the sodium chloride, this X-ray pattern, where there are few diffraction peaks having different intensity. So, these peaks are from different planes, Bragg planes, crystal planes, and so different planes have different density, areal density of lattice points. So, one may think that intensity, because of that intensity are different, but it is not only the reason. So, that is one factor, but another factor is the basis means atoms or group of atoms, how they are arranged in Brebis lattice. So, for a particular lambda and theta, so we will get, so that means we have fixed a particular angle, and for a particular X-ray, so we will get intensity, right. We will get intensity, different intensity at different angle, right. So, here one Bragg peak, here one Bragg peak, like this we will get. So, this so what else left? 2d sin theta equal to n lambda, equal to say lambda. So, 2d sin theta equal to lambda or n lambda. So, for a particular lambda and particular theta, so d. So, d is left. So, for a particular d, so for a particular theta means d is defined, okay, because this theta is decided by the lattice parameter, okay, or lattice spacing. So, this is also for a particular plane theta 1. Now, as I mentioned that this for a particular lambda and theta, that means for a particular plane. Now, intensity varies, okay. It is increase for some cases, decrease for other cases. Sometimes these peaks are missing. So, missing means intensity is 0. So, why so? So, that as I mentioned, that depends on basis or depends on the distribution of atoms or even lattice points in the crystal. Okay. So, I will give you one example. If you take just orthorhombic crystal, so it has 4 Previs lattice, one is simple cubic, another is face centered, not simple cubic, simple orthorhombic, body centered orthorhombic, face centered orthorhombic and base centered orthorhombic. So, if I consider the simple orthorhombic and base centered orthorhombic, so basically so 4 atoms or 4 lattice point in a not 4, 8 corner, 8 lattice point or atoms in 8 corner. Okay. So, that is simple orthorhombic, and for base centered orthorhombic, for base centered orthorhombic. So, 8 are there at 8 corners, and one additional in base. Okay. Now, if you consider the 001 plane, so this is the 001 plane, right, if the C axis. So, this plane is 00 plane, right, and here also 00 plane. Right. So, separation this also 001 plane, right. So, separation between these two planes is D1, D001, and here separation is also same T 001, right. So reflection or diffraction from this 001 plane. So, we will get that peak at 00 for this 001 plane, whatever the theta one can calculate 2d sin theta equal to lambda, this is 001, right. So, at that theta we will get diffraction peak. Now, what about the intensity of that peak? So, these are basically, in these two cases this lattice spacing are same, and we are supposed to get the peak at a particular angle, one can calculate. And then what about the intensity at that intensity? Say if I tell theta also theta 1, say at theta 1, so this is the angle at theta 1. So, we will get this is the intensity. So, we will get peak. Now, in both cases, so we are supposed to get this Bragg peak at same angle for both cases, for simple as well as base centered. Okay. But for this case, no, I am doing mistake. So, actually I have to not simple one, I want to take not simple one, I want to take body centered. Body centered, that means in body there is a I think here I can at the body there is a atom or this lattice point, and yes. So, here this what we want to mention, that this in both cases the number of lattice point per unit cell are same, 2 per unit cell, number of lattice point per unit cell here is 2 and here also 2. Okay. So, what about the intensity? Angle we will get at same angle because the spacing are same, the spacing are same. Okay. This is the lattice spacing. So, at this angle what happens about the intensity? Although both are having these 2 atoms or 2 lattice point. So, interestingly you will see that in one case you will get Bragg peak with high intensity, and other case for this body centered the intensity 0 there. So, for body centered here intensity 0 means practically you will not get no peak, and in this case you will get a peak with high intensity. Okay. What is the reason? Reason is that from this plane here also you will get one plane, okay. From this plane there will be reflection or diffraction, and from this plane there will be diffraction. Okay. So, they will interfere and give the Bragg peak. Now, here since this is the periodicity, so X-ray, reflected X-ray, this one and this one, they are in phase, right. So, that was on that condition we have derived this one. Now, this is exactly in middle, this plane. Now, the X-ray diffracted from this plane or this reflected one. So, it will be, it is, if these two are path difference is lambda or phase difference is 2 pi. So, this will be exactly out of phase. Okay. Its path difference will be half or phase difference will be half. So, they will cancel each other. Now, this and this next planes. Okay. So, there are many numbers of planes. So, they will cancel each other, they will cancel each other. So, you will not get any peak at this angle where it is supposed to get. Okay. So, all the time it is not 0, this case it is 0, but all the time that intensity are not 0. Okay. So, intensity varies. So, it does not depend, intensity does not depend on this, of course, not on this this lattice spacing. Okay. It depends on plane, but for same plane it depends on plane because it has different areal density. So, that is fine, but for a same plane, intensity also varies because of the distribution of lattice points or atoms in itself. So, here and here the difference is the distribution of lattice point in this. So, this in terms of basis I was talking that if atoms are exactly sitting on the lattice point or a group of atoms is sitting around this. Okay. So, then two factors, one is type of atoms, right, and another factor is distribution of atoms. Okay. So, it will depend on the atom. In atoms, what is there? Atoms to atom, this number of electrons are different. So, intensity will depend on basically the distribution of electrons in that atom, right. So, this is one factor, distribution of electrons or I should say probably number of electrons and distribution. In atoms. Okay. So, different type of basis means here their atoms are different. So, number of electrons and distribution of electrons in that atom are in different atoms are different. So, intensity will vary because of this. Second is those atoms, how they are distributed in this unit cell. So, basically the structure of unit cell is another factor. Structure of unit cell, that is another factor to decide the intensity of the Bragg peak. Okay. So, why they are important? So, to understand that one, so we have to slightly discuss from the root is how X-ray are diffracted from materials. So materials having particular structure, and their electrons are distributed in atoms, and these atoms are sitting in the unit cell or in the lattice or in the materials. So when X-ray falls on this material, actually interaction of X-ray with the electrons. So that means just if I tell this, then X-ray is scattered by the electrons. So if I just in general, if I talk about the scattering center, it can be electron, it can be atom, it can be charge density, whatever. Okay. So now X-ray is falling on it, incident X-ray is falling on it, and then so this electron will oscillate with the same frequency of this X-ray, and the charge, it is oscillating, means accelerating, deaccelerating, that is happening, and because of that it will emit radiation of the same frequency or wavelength, okay, but in all directions, it will emit in all directions. Okay. So this X-ray is scattered in all directions by a scattering center, and if I consider another scattering center here, so this X-ray is falling, on it, and again this same way it will scatter in all directions, right. So now these scattered X-ray, now they will interfere, right. So if I look at a particular angle, the interference effect, okay. So then what we do, just take this just at this angle, 60. So if we take this from each, so at one direction, okay, so these two will be parallel, scattered at a particular direction. If we take them and if we see the interference between these two, then we will get the as whether we will see constructive interference or destructive interference. So if we expect the constructive interference, then we set the condition for that. So they have to be in phase. So in this case, if this distance between these two scatterers, okay, if it is r, if this is the incident direction unit vector n1 and this is the n2, okay. So now they will interfere and I will get the constructive interference setting the condition. Now what will be the condition? So path difference has to be integral multiple of lambda. So to calculate path difference, what we can do, just we have to Okay. So, these two are parallel. So, this side path are same, this side path are same. I think this not right one. So, I think I should draw this way between this to this. I think this is okay. Yeah. Right. Right. So, path difference between these two, they say here this extra path and here extra path. So, in these two rays, so path difference will be say this minus this or this minus this. So, that will be the net path difference. So, if it is the unit vector in this direction, it is the unit vector. So, if it is r, if it is r, so if you take the r dot n1, right. So, you will get this one projection of these two on this direction, right. So, it is unit vector as we discussed about this earlier. So, this minus r dot n2, okay. So, that will be the path difference and it has to be integral multiple of lambda. So, this into some integral. So, this I can some integral multiple. So, I think I can put n, yeah. So, what is, so this I can write r dot capital N, say capital N is n1 minus n2. So, what is the in vectors, what is that n, capital N? So, that will be, so this is the in 2 direction and this is the in 1 direction, right, in 1 direction. In 2 direction and this is in 1 direction, right. And so, you know this when it is scattered or this, as if you consider diffracted and interfere constructively. So, this angle between this incident and reflected one or diffracted one is 2 theta, right. So, if it is 2 theta, so what will be the n1 n2? So, this will be, so these the both are unit vectors. So, take unit value. So, let me, so this is the, so unit value, magnitude has to be 1, but their direction are different. So, this will be, so in this direction or other direction, whatever, just depending on n1 minus n2 or n2 minus n1. So, this will be n, right, because n1 plus n equal to n2, n1 plus n. So, direction will be opposite basically. Its direction will be this, means n2 plus n will be equal to n1, okay, as we have written. So, if it is n2 minus n1, then direction will be other direction, okay. So, this is incident and this is reflected. So, from which plane? So, this plane must be passing through right. Okay. So, this will be the reflecting plane this will be the reflecting plane. Okay. So, crystal plane basically from there X-ray is falling and it is reflected from here. So, now we can see that this N, capital N, is nothing but the so this crystal plane, this one, it's this so this one crystal plane is the basically perpendicular bisector of this one. So, that we have seen earlier, this crystal plane. So, in all sphere you have seen that crystal plane, and that is the this we attach this origin of the reciprocal lattice and this connected with the another point on the sphere or on the circle. So, that we told that is the normal bisector of this is the normal or perpendicular bisector of this crystal plane. Okay. So, this is nothing but N is significant of N is nothing but it is the reciprocal vector, right, H. It's nothing but the reciprocal vector. So, direction wise it is reciprocal vector, magnitude wise it can be different, right. So, reciprocal vector H, direction wise same, magnitude wise it may be different because here it is unit vector. So, one has to multiply with appropriate factor, right, 2 pi or lambda, etc. So, this is very important one, and this gives this is the path difference, and this will give the phase difference between this scattered X-ray phase difference. How to write phase difference? So, I will discuss this one. So, let me just so this R dot N, right. Now, if I think about the crystal, these are the periodic in crystal. If I think this is the scattering center, means this lattice point or atoms are sitting there. So, on this array whatever the lattice points are there. So, all will be in phase, right. So, along the x axis, not x axis, along the A1, along the A2, along the A3 axis, if I consider. So, this is giving along a row, right, along a row. So, if I consider along a A1 axis, so what will be the R distance between these two? If it is along the A axis, distance between these two will be A1, right, and direction will be I, right, dot, or just I can write A1. So, it will be A1 N, right. That has to be integral multiple of lambda, right, to get the constructive interference. So, here N I am putting another constant H, NH I am writing. Why I am writing, I will tell you. Then A2 dot N. So, these two together is a constant, it will give integral value, right. So, I can write. So, or I can write just like H dash, A dash and A3 L dash. right, that I can write, and this I am writing because this is valid along a row, right. Now, I have taken this one along a row. So, in which direction? A1 direction. So, it will work, A2 direction individually it will work, A3 direction it will work, right. Now, this for a 3 dimension I will get constructive diffraction or Bragg peak when these 3 together will satisfy. If it is 2 dimension, so these 2 has to satisfy. If it is 1 dimension, this only one can when satisfy I will get. When 3 dimension, these 3 condition has to be satisfied. Okay. So, this is just something similar to the Bragg condition, right. This is the condition for the diffraction. So, this is called basically Lau treatment I did not discuss earlier. So, and these 3 equations called Lau equation, these are Lau equation. Okay. And now, it is easy to understand for you when I will tell about the HKL. Now, this since this one you see n as I related with the H, right, reciprocal vector. Okay. So, so this H, this coordinate is HKL, right. So, here I have whatever HKL, here I have written H dash K dash L dash, and now in reciprocal lattice I mentioned that this common factor, in Miller lattice we remove common factor, but in reciprocal lattice common factor is important. So, that is why in H dash I can write with common factor NH, NK, right, and HKL is basically Miller indices. Okay. And so, this is the Lau equation, and since we know now the reciprocal lattice. So, this n as I mentioned that one can replace with the reciprocal vector H, but as I mentioned it is the difference between unit. So, H is magnitude will be different, but direction wise they are same. Okay. So, this homework for you, just show that Bragg law can be derived from this. It is very easy. Just you try to do yourself. So, derive Bragg law from Lau equation. Okay. So, I will stop here. I will continue in next class. Thank you.